Hello and welcome, guys. Leon Street back in the house. And in today's video, I'm talking about how to generate more leads in 2022. And I'm going to show you the five key steps that you need to take. Now, if this is the first time that you're tuning into me, I just want to say hello and welcome. Looking forward to moving into 2022 with you as we, take on the new frontier of our goals, our vision, and making things happen. Now, if you're a coach or a consultant and you generate your leads online, this video, I'm going to take you through step by step what the problem is that you're experiencing right now and where you need to go, especially if you're scaling from 10 to 30K plus per month. And I'm going to take you through a few strategies. And do remember, guys, throughout this session, it's a live Q&A. So if you've got questions, I welcome to all of your questions in the comments. So just comment with whatever question you got. If you want to just totally crush it in 2022 with generating more leads from social media, generating more leads from paid advertising, just comment with whatever question you've got. If there's something you're working on right now and you're trying to get it in place, ready to kickstart, from the 1st of January, ask your question. I'm more than happy to answer it. I've helped my clients generate anything from 5, 6, and 7 figures from campaigns that I've coached them on, right through to myself doing multi-6 figures. So for me, I've done a lot of great things with generating leads, and there's definitely answers that I've got for you if you do have questions right now. So don't hesitate. Now is the time, especially if you are currently working on New Year's resolutions or goals for your business and you want to get the answers. This session is definitely for you. So anyway, as I said, I've prepared a number of things for you, which I'm going to touch on. And before I go any further, I just want to make you aware, I do have this coming up, a brand new campaign coming up with my wife. Me and my wife are running this joint together. If you don't know who my wife is, she's an amazing marketer as well, which is why we're a good match, right? Marketing coach. She's a marketing coach as well. But anyway, we've got this challenge coming up. It's called the More Leads Challenge, and it's taking place on the 17th of January. If you want to find out more, just get the details on the challenge. Just go to moreleads.live. So moreleads.live, type that into your browser after this video and find out more. Just type it in now and save it in your bookmarks and go back to it. But what I want to make you aware of before I go any further, just literally just a 10-second overview of what this is. This is something brand new. It's not a sales pitch in disguise. We're literally going to take you on a journey for 5 days, giving you our best material so that you walk away from that challenge just blown away, telling everybody how amazing it is. So if you're looking for something new to inject into your coaching or consulting business, especially to generate leads, the lifeblood of any business, this is for you. Just go to moreleads.live. So let's get on to today's video and what I want to talk about. And again, if you have any questions, guys, I advise you to ask your questions because I've got my eyes on the comments here. So if there's anything you do want to ask me, just ask away. Like literally, Leon, how do I do? And whatever the thing is you want answered. So let's look at it like this. I guess we all want more of this, right? Cash flow. Social media is for starting conversations, and quite often when I'm speaking to, especially new people who come across the content that I put out and even existing clients, one of the challenges is how do we keep on generating leads? And leads are what lead you to conversations, which leads you to moving a person from being a lead to a prospect, and from a prospect being a customer. Now, if you don't know the difference between, each of those, well, let me make it easier. Customer pays you money. The prospect's interested in what you're selling, and the lead kind of likes what you're doing, and you've captured their attention, right? That's it. Very simple. You want more of the clients, so that means you need more prospects, which means you need more leads. Social media is for starting conversations. And now I don't put that on screen just to kind of act like, oh yeah, everybody should know that. And, woe is me. Yeah, mighty Leon. What I want to really raise to your attention is there's a lot of people out there who aren't using social media to start conversations. They're pitching, and we all know them. We get pissed off with them. Like, we're like, get out of our inbox, sending us DMs. The first message they send, they want to sell us something. Now, if that's been you, I can understand, because people have told you that social media means lots of clients. And when it doesn't equal lots of clients and it doesn't work out the way you're expecting, you're kind of left with, well, how do I make this thing work? And what most people do, especially if you're in business, you got to put food on the table. Yeah. So let's start there. So for those of you who've got to put food on the table, or you've got a team and you need that team to work, you're going to be like, go get me some leads. I don't care how you do it. Now, there is a bit of a risk with that, right? Because if you do give that instruction, I don't care how you do it, you can kind of mess up your brand. Yeah. And as I say, it can take years to build your brand and it can take literally seconds to ruin it. So I want to get you focused on social media is about conversations. It isn't about pitching straight away. Yeah. And let's just do that. So let's dive into this problem so we understand it more from how I want you to understand it so you step into 2022 in the right way. So here's the problem. Most coaches and consultants are winging it. That's the polite way. So they copy what everyone else is doing without knowledge of what's going on in the back end. And what I mean the back end is people end up copying what other people put out on social media because it gets lots of engagement, or it's something that they just really like, but they don't understand the business model that that particular coach or consultant is running, meaning they don't understand like what's the journey they're taking their audience on in order to turn them into leads, prospects, and clients. And it's quite naive to do this where you just copy and it's like you're trying to figure things out. But for those of you who are, let's say, generating 10K to 30K, you know that actually it's not a proven formula. You can take inspiration from other people, but you've got to have your business model sorted. You've got to understand how you're going to change beliefs around your audience so that they start to buy into you and see you as uniquely and different, not because you've got an amazing offer, but because they love your message. Yeah, that's the first step. If you're familiar with selling, there's this formula called AIDA. It's like an age-old formula, but it pays true now, whether you're doing copywriting, advertising, marketing, all that kind of stuff. It stands for attention, interest, desire, action. Yeah. And it's so simple because when you're changing beliefs, what you're doing is capturing people's attention and you're keeping their interest. Yeah. And what a lot of people do is when they do social media, they don't understand that actually their content is to attract people so that they are interested, and you have the opportunity to change beliefs in the words, either the content you put out, if it's like text posts, or if you're doing video, just like I'm doing video today. And for me, this is where most people miss out, copying without really understanding what is the method behind what your competitors are doing. Yeah, it's the method behind the madness. The second thing that I see a lot of problems with coaches is they don't have a clear defined niche. Most people understand the term niche, and it means who you're looking for as your target audience, the logical attributes like age, location, could be income level, could be education, could be the type of business, or yada, 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 all the logical stuff mixed with what, and the what is what's the problem that they have. And when you merge them together, that gives you your niche or niche if you're from North America, right? And the biggest thing for me is that most people think they've nailed it because they've done that. The only way that you truly nail your niche is by the success of your marketing results. It isn't, oh, I've nailed it and I'm still generating 5K a month. It's no, I've nailed it and I'm generating 10 to 30K a month. And there's still room that I see now to actually dial it in tighter. So I can go to, 30 to 50 to 84K per month. Yeah. So if you're below, or if you're floating around the 10K per month mark and you're like, I've nailed my niche, what you'll probably realize is actually I'm just on the first step of getting very clear with what it is, what it's about, what emotions I need to be triggering in my message, and so on. And so for me, what I find is a lot of people think they've nailed their niche and they haven't. Your marketing results and what you're banking per month tells you how well you've nailed your niche, because once you do nail your niche, it's going to affect your offers, it's going to affect your messaging, and it's going to affect how people look at you and see you and perceive you. And that's where you start to really understand, oh, actually, I'm on the journey to really nailing this niche. So that's number two. The other problem that I see with a lot of coaches online is message is generic. It doesn't stand out. It says if generic, but message is generic. It doesn't stand out. It's vanilla. It's plain. You don't capture attention. You don't keep interest even, right? And again, another problem. So what else have we got? They don't know how to change beliefs. They end up prospecting and pitching without giving real value. And this is something I mentioned literally just a second ago. And if you don't understand how to change beliefs, you really have to get your grips and your fingers and your being into understanding psychology and copywriting. And if you don't know, hire somebody. Yeah, hire somebody who's a copywriter, can perhaps help you. You know, there's a lot of great people you can hire now, literally from anything from $20 to $50 an hour. And they won't have to spend too long to get you to understand the types of message you need to put out. Something that I coach my clients on in the programs that I run. But the point I want to get to is that if you don't understand how to change beliefs, and your marketing is only ever, oh, who's looking for this, or who wants to fix this, without giving context, without giving story, you miss out on a lot of opportunity to really bring in the people that you do want, those qualified leads who become qualified prospects, who become perfect clients, right? The perfect kind of, you know, A-grade clients that we're all looking for, the ones who want to pay you in full because they can afford you, because they're already doing well, but they're looking for you to just turn the screws tighter so that they can perform 5, even 10%, 10 times better, right? So for me, these are the common problems. Well, what do these problems result in? So they often result in this, and don't worry guys, I'm going to get into the 5 steps in a moment. I just want to give context as to, you know, what people are experiencing and doing wrong. But let's get into this. So most end up paying their employees wages, except there's not enough or no work to do. Yeah. So when you're not doing your social media right, when you're not doing your paid advertising right, you still have mounting costs, and this becomes a problem, especially if you're floating around that 10 to 15K per month mark. Yeah, this is what's going on. So bills coming faster than revenue being created, with not enough cash coming in, it creates more stress. And I'm sure some of you who are in this position right now, you understand what I'm talking about. And they end up maxing out credit cards to run a business in order to become wealthy. Instead, the business is putting them in debt. Yeah. And they try everything on social media, organic groups, friend requests, DMs, and they become lost in the weeds trying to generate leads. Yeah. This is what it results in, guys, when you're not doing your lead generation right and you're not generating leads. And paid ads becomes a last resort, a last big resort and a big expense, and still no qualified leads. So that's what it results in when you haven't dialed in the things that I was talking about, understanding how to change beliefs, how to generate leads on social media, how to generate leads from your paid advertising, how to dial in your offers, how to capture people's attention. Like, all of these things combine in order to produce this outcome here. And this is the shit outcome. This is not what you got into coaching for, right? Or consulting. And this is what a lot of people experience. And I'm just going to share a statistic with you so we kind of really nail this part, and then I'm going to move on, guys. So if you look at this survey, it's from FactWorks, and it shows that attracting clients is the #1 most important small business challenge that they face, right? This is the #1 most important challenge that small businesses face. So as a coach, as a consultant, attracting customers is 79%, the #1, right? And generating leads, which is what this is all about today, is therefore part of attracting customers, is lead generation. And for me, this is where most people are coming unstuck. So let's dive into a bit more of the stats, and then we're going to go into the 5 steps. So it's no surprise that when you combine this data with the Bureau of Labor Statistics, as reported by Fundera, which is another statistic report that was put together, approximately 20% of small businesses fail within the first year. 30% businesses will have failed in the second year. And by the end of the 5th year, about half have failed. And by the end of a decade, 10 years, only 30% of businesses remain, right? And it's all because of that #1 problem, attracting and generating leads. So 70% failure rate, to me, this is unacceptable. This is it time to hide, or is it time to face it? The challenge of attracting leads, new clients, with new thinking. For me, it's about new thinking, guys. Because if you think that you've nailed everything right now, then you've got no hope. Because if you're not already generating 7 figures, then you haven't nailed it. And if you're not generating $10 million, you know, people at that level will tell you you haven't made it. Because actually what you should be able to then work on is, once you've done 7 figures, it's working out how to multiply that into new products so that each one's generating you 7 figures. So as we move on, what's the solution? Well, here it is, guys. This is the more leads method that I teach, I coach people on, and I want to share with you. So the first thing is power positioning secrets. And it's not too much of a secret because I'm going to share it with you. Yeah, I'm going to share it with you so that you have a clear understanding of what I'm talking about. And, you know, for a lot of people, this is the thing that they fall foul on. They're not making it happen in that sense. So what I'm going to do is prep a couple of things for you right now. And as I said, guys, if you got any questions, you want me to answer any questions for you right now around generating leads and how you can start 2022 in the right way so that you're picking up more qualified leads, which turns into more prospects and more sales, especially if you're selling a coaching or consulting program that's priced anything from 3 to 10K right now, right? Ask your questions, just really go for it, guys. So let me just go back to what I wanted to do, just share screens. And I'm going to share this one. So power positioning secrets. I'm going to share, I'm going to dive straight into, I guess, just giving you a quick look at my own Facebook profile. Now, to me, if you're marketing on social media, you're probably marketing on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, wherever. I'm going to, for the sake of this video, and just to keep it simple, I'm going to focus on Facebook, but this is something that you can replicate across to Instagram and LinkedIn. If you're doing TikTok, it's more about your video content, but there are still principles that are going to apply. Now, power positioning secrets. One of the things that I see quite often, especially with coaches, and you guys should be seeing my screen right now, is that when you go to their profile, I see so many coaches where they don't have a profile picture. These are like basics, very basic, but this is going to make a difference to you attracting people in and being positioned in the right way. They don't have a top banner image, which at least gives an indication as to what it is that they do or how they can help. And for me, they're so basic. It's almost like, do I really need to think about this? The next thing is, and this is the part that not everybody gets right. And again, it's so simple. On the left-hand side on your Facebook profile, most people don't have an intro sentence, which is, I help. So your help statement, so who you help and what problem you help them to fix. And what I find is a lot of people put literally the whole CV on there. And you can see on my screen right now where I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more. You can see, look, it shows you that I work at two places. I work at my business, where my name is Leon Street, and I work at my business, which is Business Owner Elevation. I haven't got my whole CV on there because I don't want to bore people. I want to show them where I'm from. I want to show them where I work, and I want to give them a link which takes them to a place which is a community that I build for life and business coaches, transformation coaches, any type of online coach. And that's what I focus on. And I'm positioned in that way because I don't want confusion. I want simplicity in my message. You probably heard the quote from, or paraphrase from Einstein, which is, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. And for me, simplicity is the key in marketing, not complexity. There is a place for complexity, but not in your marketing. So what's the next thing? And this is probably the most important thing, what I see on social media. Imagine you're posting in Facebook groups or LinkedIn groups, so posting online, and people come back to your profile to check you out. They want to see what you're about. They come to your profile and then they start looking at your content after they've checked out that, oh, you're a real person, you have a profile picture, they see your banner, they see the things that you do on the left-hand side where you work, and a link to wherever you want them to go. Could be an opt-in page or to your Facebook group. I have people into my Facebook group because I want to just continue to build a community. And that's another clue, guys. Build a community of potential buyers. Yeah, it makes life easier in the long run. Trust me on this. So the next thing, and this is the most important thing on social media, is your content. If your content doesn't reflect, who you help and what problem you solve, that's a problem. I see a lot of people where they're tagged by other people, and so their timeline just looks a mess. And what I mean by that is, there'll be posts of like funny videos that somebody is tagged and you've allowed it onto your profile because your privacy settings are wrong. There's other people who they're putting out messages that don't align with who they are. So look here, you can see, look, even I've got a picture with me and my family. You know why? Because as part of my values and how I run my business and how I live my life, it's about my family, right? So the content I put out is both congruent to my personality and who I am and my beliefs. And it's also congruent in the sense of me putting out content related to the niche that I help and the problem that I help them to fix. Like there's some pictures here of a charity that I supported over Christmas, but then look here, there's a podcast interview. So I'm being interviewed by somebody that pops up on my timeline, again, positioning me. There's another post here where I've got my book linked to that post, and it's content helping people to fix a specific problem. And then we've got other pieces of content here with me and my wife actually promoting an upcoming challenge, which I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Now, the point that I want to get to, guys, is the content that you're seeing on my social media is relevant. It's relevant to my niche. And yes, on my Facebook profile, I'm just going to switch off that for a moment. On my Facebook profile, I've got my mom on there. I've got my aunties, I've got uncles, I've got family, I've got cousins and stuff. But you know what? That's probably about 1% of my connections. You know, the rest of the connections that I have, they're potential clients. Yeah. And for me, this is where most people go wrong. They don't understand the importance of showing up properly with your content on social media. So that was power positioning secrets. And as I said, it's no secret now. You know the answer, guys. Now, the cool thing about this is you can implement what I've just shared with you. Show up with the right content. Don't show up with stuff that is not relevant, or you're posting it just because you saw somebody else post a quote, but you haven't elaborated or added your own take on that quote. You haven't really extended it in any particular way. So overflowing lead sources, this is another thing, guys. I'm going to tell you straight up, if you are looking for more clients who do business online, Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, they're amazing places right now. There's a lot of engagement in them, and there's a lot of members in those groups. You can find groups literally from any particular type of niche. You literally go onto either LinkedIn or you go onto Facebook, you type in a keyword or a phrase or a job title related to your niche in the search in Facebook and in LinkedIn. And you can do the same on Instagram as well for hashtags. But let's keep to Facebook and LinkedIn. You type that in the search, you hit search, and then you filter, use the filter option and select groups. And I'm telling you, you're going to find groups with your niche hanging out there. And all you've got to do is join them and show up in those communities. Now, if you've seen some of the things that I published, guys, especially more recently over the past 6 weeks, I think we published 6 brand new lead magnets. I gave away my DM script if you want to be able to have better conversations that convert prospects into clients in your DMs on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. It works on Clubhouse and it works on TikTok as well, because it's a DM script. It's speaking to a human being. I also shared my super qualifier sales script, a worksheet. I shared that recently. I shared my transformation bridge worksheet on how you can turn people from disengaged cold audiences into audiences who you influence. And so I put a lot of stuff out recently, a ton of stuff, as well as video walkthroughs of all the things that I'm sharing. I also shared recently how you can go from one-on-one coaching or consulting to one-to-many. Now, the reason why I'm telling you about this is because when it comes to generating leads, the other thing about overflowing with leads is giving tons of value away. I'm not saying giving your insider secrets. I'm saying giving tons of value away. And this is again where most people come unstuck. They don't know what to give away. And if you show up in these communities that I just shared with you a moment ago, Facebook and LinkedIn groups, honestly, and you've got stuff to give, you've got stuff to comment on, you've got information to share with people, expertise to share, like, honestly, it'll just explode. Hot qualified leads, the way you get hot qualified leads is once you've given a ton of value, you're going to get people seeing you. You're going to pop up on their radar. What does that mean? It means that you've captured their attention, their interest. And I'm sure by now, if you've got the right types of lead magnets, the right types of content to give away, worksheets, guides, video lead magnets, like all of these things are going to get people who are very interested in what you do. And this is where you start to warm people up. Now, if you can exchange those things and you can offer people those things, this is where you generate leads. One of the biggest things that I see, especially with social media, is that people, that they don't ask. And like, it's crazy because once I show, people who first, they approach me and then they end up working with me, and then I show them how to generate leads, it blows their mind because how simple it is. And it's so obvious, but yet a lot of people miss it. And it starts with asking, guys. And what I mean by that is you've got to know that when you show up to your audience and you're there as the authority and you're positioned with the right thing and you're giving lots of value, and so you're showing up either in your own group, in different groups, you're putting good content out there. And look, when I say put good content out there, I don't mean you've got to post literally every day tons of content. I'm talking about you can post daily with one piece of amazing content. And sometimes that amazing content might just be a 20-second video, believe it or not. But that's another story for another time. But the point I want to get to, guys, is to generate hot qualified leads, you just need to know what your audience desire and what they want to overcome, as in the frustrations with the problem they're experiencing that you help them to fix. That's it in a nutshell. You need to understand what your audience desire and what frustrations they want to overcome. If you put that into your social media message and allude to the fact that you have something like a video series, or a lead magnet, like a guide or a worksheet or something that, you know, a checklist, something that people can actually use and get value from, and you just put it out there, I'm telling you, if you do it in the right way, like I said, by giving value first and putting it out in the right places, in groups, Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, you're going to generate a ton of leads, hot qualified leads. I've got clients who literally generated 800 plus leads in 3 days. Other clients, 800 leads in 7 days. It's crazy if you do it right. And it comes back to really dialing in your niche and knowing who your niche is. Yeah, and your niche isn't everybody, by the way. So what's step 4 of generating more leads? You've got to have a no-brainer, irresistible offer. Do you remember earlier in this video, if you've jumped in a bit late, go back and watch the beginning of this video. Watch the replay. If you're watching me live, give me a hashtag team live. James, where can I get the DM script? James, I'll message you the DM script. You can get it by asking. It's that simple, guys. If you want anything else from me, got a DM script, we've got a sales script. I released, must have been about 10 days ago, nearly 2 weeks ago, actually. I did a 3-hour strategy and planning session for 2022 for your year goals coming into the new year. I recorded it, a 3-hour recording with my clients. We had guests as part of that workshop as well. If you want that workshop, the 3-hour recording plus a 38-page workbook to go with it free, all you've got to do is just comment below this and put free 2022 workbook, and I'll send you the video and the workbook. See, tons of value. Yeah. And look, I'm going to let you into a secret, guys. And once you get into understanding how to market your business, you'll truly understand. See, the value is in the transformation, and the real transformation only comes when your prospects become your clients. Yeah. And they'll learn that if your marketing is done right. Yeah. And you'll learn it the more that you market right. Anyway, I'm not going to digress too much. No-brainer, irresistible offers. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned about understanding your niche. One of the things that people miss that is so important is to really understand who they are, but more importantly, what's the problem they have and what's going on with them emotionally. And the reason why you've got to understand that is because that's going to impact the type of offer that you create. I teach my clients something called the no-brainer irresistible offer method, MBI method. And the reason why I teach them that method is because you need to know how to trigger somebody psychologically so that when they see your offer, it's kind of like, I mean, how do I speak to you, or how do I buy it? Most coaches don't have that. Most coaches have a program or a course, or they deliver sessions like 5 sessions, 10 sessions. And it's not packaged in a way that people feel like, wow, that thing's going to change my life. They position themselves in terms of, I deliver a service and I deliver a very good service. That's not exciting. Come on, who's going to buy that? Yeah, not many people. And so for me, what you've got to do is figure out, and you've got to understand that in order to connect your offer to people where they find it irresistible, you have to understand benefits. You have to understand functional benefits. You have to understand dimensionalized benefits, and you have to understand emotional benefits. 3 types of benefits. Most coaches and consultants don't even know there are 3 types of benefits, right? They know features and advantages. And so for me, once you understand that and you inject urgency, timeliness, why people should act now, back it up with a guarantee, whether it's a money back guarantee, a support guarantee, whether you're going to help them until they're satisfied guarantee. There's at least 11 essential guarantees that you can put into your offers. And again, coaches and consultants are missing this. How's that going to generate you more leads? If your offer is irresistible, it's going to give you clients, never mind more leads. It's going to actually turn the leads that you start to generate into clients. I can see a few people have asked. James is asking, and Steve is also asking for the free 2022 workbook. I'll make sure those links are sent to you after this live stream. So what's step number 5, guys? Step number 5 is sliding into sales, which leads me into my DM script, right? How do you slide into sales? The same way people slide into your DMs. I'm going to break this one down for you in a moment. So I'm going to show you a part of what you get with my DM script as well. I think it's pretty special, right? And look, let's face it, if social media is the starting point of conversations, well, those conversations are really relationship building. They're not selling conversations, by the way, they're relationship building. And the reason why they're relationship building is the relationship should lead you to permission, meaning that people give you permission because they're expressing an interest, like, yep, that's okay, that's good with me, please tell me more. Social media, and I'm just going to say this again, I did mention it at the beginning of this video, but social media isn't an opportunity for you to pitch. If you're pitching, like, let me just be clear, you're going to learn a lesson, and the lesson is that you're just going to turn a number of potential prospects away. That's it. Yeah. And I'm just saving you the time if you've been there, or if you're there right now, because look, I understand, you know, we've just come off the back of Christmas. Christmas is a very costly time for some people, as in expense. You know, and for some of us, perhaps we haven't quite hit the income levels we wanted to. You know, it might even be that you are generating 10, 15, 20,000 a month, but you've got really high expenses or team costs or whatever it is, right? Let's just say that money isn't flowing. It might be your offer isn't as profitable as it needs to be. But anyway, the point I want to get to is getting your DM script right is a real game changer if you can do it. Yeah, because it works so well that you can turn prospects into clients without even you being present. Literally a VA can do it for you. And the DM script that I use, and the one that I give away to you guys, yeah, and I think I've only had it in circulation now for, what has it been? I think probably about 3 weeks. But anyway, that's another story. The one that I use, I have my VA running for me. And the cool thing about this is I don't have to think about, you know, how those conversations unfold, because I already tried and tested it. I tested it over, it must be like a 3-year period since I really went in, probably just at the end of 2017. And I've just dialed it in, literally sat down with my VA for over, what are we now? August, September, October, November, December, literally 5 months. We meet Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings, me and my VA, same person. And I'm sharing this with you guys because if you're at the 10 to 30K mark and you haven't dialed in your DM script and you really want to take your coaching and consulting business to the next level, I'm telling you what's required. Yeah, I'm telling you what's required to get to that level and beyond, right? And so for me, the biggest thing you can do in your business is, once you understand the messaging that you need to put together and put out there, it really is about sharpening the saw. I don't know if you guys have ever come across the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's a famous personal development book by Stephen Covey. And he has this kind of 7-day worksheet where you can plan your time. And don't worry, I'm not going on a tangent. There is a really good conclusion with this, which is going to lead me into sliding into sales, guys. And he has this 7-day planner. And when I came across it, it must have been, what, I'm 41, like 14 years ago, I came across it, right? And I implemented it into my business straight away and gave it to my team. My team, you know, they had to work by it. And then eventually we moved from having this paper sheet 7-day planner to Google Documents, but we still use the Google Calendar, but we still use the framework of the 7 days and what it means. But in there, he had this special section called Sharpen the Saw. And sharpening your saw is the critical piece from going from 10 to 20 to 30 and beyond. Yeah, a lot of people are looking for this kind of magic one silver bullet hack, you know, a magic script or a magic this. And look, I'll be straight up with you, my scripts are fire. They generate my clients multi-5 figures. I've done 6 figures from those scripts and the systems that I give away, you know, month after month. But the point I want to get to is, if you aren't setting yourself up with the mindset that you're going to have to sharpen the saw, that you are going to have to improve what you have as your base systems, and you're thinking, oh, I'm just going to switch on some ads, drop 5K on ads, and all of a sudden I'm going to do 5 figures that month. 6 figures that month or 7 figures that month. It doesn't happen that way, guys. And I want to share that with you because I also want you to have a good level of expectations around where it is you're going, especially, like I say, if you're floating at the 10 to 15 and you want to get up to 30 a month, because you'll probably recognize the consistency in your actions, the consistency based on a system that is something reliable, you know, your marketing and sales system, whether that's you closing more sales consistently because you've got the right script dialed in, or whether it's attracting leads and prospects and just moving them along the journey. The consistency in how you sharpen your saw in those areas is what gets you to that next level, guys. And I'm framing that, and I'm just going to share on screen in a moment the DM script so I can just take you through it. My DM script that I use is called Confirm by Chat. That's the name that I call it. And I'm going to share it on screen with you in a moment. But the point that I want to get to, guys, is you only get there when you dial these things in. You don't get there by chance. You don't get there by luck. And so here we are. It should be on screen right now. So I've just got it up. I loaded it in the background, and there we are. So this is the page. Look, I can send you guys to, and I'll send all of you access to this. But I'm showing it to you because, look, there is a 15-minute explainer video, plus when you opt in, you click on the green button down below, you then get this 23-page worksheet so you can create your own version of my script. And I even give you the example of the script there. Yeah, and that's a script that my VA uses, that I use. It's what closes us deals in our DMs. It's what gets us booked sales calls that allow me to close high-ticket sales as well. So if you do want that, just comment below this video with the letters DM. Yeah, literally DM, direct message. So if you want that, just let me know, and it's yours. But I'm going to stop sharing for the moment now because I'm going to tell you what sliding into DMs is all about. Sliding into DMs is, as I said, social media is about starting conversations. When you have people in your DMs, prospects, leads, it's not about pushing, guys. It's about qualifying. And the way that you qualify in DMs is by being somebody who you would want to be replying to. Yeah. And what I mean by that is in DMs, you're not going to paste paragraphs of questions or paragraphs of answers. It doesn't matter if the person you're speaking to does. That's okay, because you're speaking to a potential prospect, right? And the more information they give you, the better. Yeah. Sometimes some people give you too much information, but the point I'm getting to is that think about a conversation that is easy and flows. Yeah. And a conversation that is easy and flows is the kind of conversation you would have on, let's say, text message or WhatsApp. Yeah, you send a quick message, bam, 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 bam. Doesn't take you long. Don't have to think about it, and the conversations can flow back and forth between you and the person you're messaging with. It's the same thing when you're speaking to your leads and to your prospects in your DMs. And what most people miss is that they try and elaborate too much. They try and pitch too much. They try and do all the wrong things. And so instead of having this conversation that just almost effortlessly goes back and forth, it's almost like you're stumbling, and then people, you know, they'll see like a paragraph of text that is too long. They get bored. They don't want to, you know, be in that conversation. They're distracted by Netflix, or they're distracted by something pop up on TikTok or Instagram or whatever it is, right? Or YouTube. They're gone. Yeah. And they ghost you. If you want to avoid that, my DM script fixes that. It's that simple. And then remember, sharpen the saw. Then it's down to you to sharpen the script so it works specifically for your niche and your business. Obviously, that's the advantage that my clients have, is that I help them to sharpen the saw. But the point I want to get to, guys, that's how you go from social media generating leads to sliding into DMs to moving people to becoming clients. Now, my DM script shows you exactly how we move people through. And that's the kind of thing that you've got to have in place in order to take things to that next level. And if you don't have a script, and look, I want to add one more thing. I've spoken to people before and they complained about having scripts. They say, look, if you have a script, you sound like repetitive, or you'll sound like a robot. When you sharpen your saw, this is what I want you to understand. Think about Hollywood blockbuster movies. Now, recently, me and my wife, we went and saw the latest Spider-Man film. I think it's the first time I've been to the cinema in a year. It's the first time my wife has been to the cinema in just over 2 years, because in between, she was pregnant, we had a baby, so we got a little almost 2-year-old daughter. And so she just not had time to go out to the cinema, right? So we went out the other day, and we're watching this amazing Spider-Man film. Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen it, go out and watch it. I'm not going to spoil it, but the point I want to get to is that there's a bunch of actors in this film and actresses. And they're not just saying random things like some people do in their DMs. They have scripts, but the skill of each actor and their ability to take those words as script and make it their own is what makes a film amazing, right? So when it comes to your DMs, don't, you know, just take the script and just think that's it, I've got it solved. The whole point of sharpening your saw is that you've got to improve, you've got to get better, you've got to understand how people respond and how you reply. And the better you get at that, the more successful you'll get at getting prospects booking calls with you from your DMs. And so that's the point that I wanted to just add. Scripts are there to set a foundation that you build upon. Yeah. Not so that you sound like everybody else or you sound robotic, especially when it comes to sales. I give all my clients like a sales script that we use, and they go through the training, they understand what they've got to do. But that's what allows them to close 3 to 10K sales and get paid in full clients. But anyway, that was just my kind of just quick explanation of what you do need to do. So those are my 5 steps of my more leads method. This is what happens when you get this right. Look, here's one of my clients. I had over 50 responses to my question. This was Dwayne, a coach. He had literally 50 leads from a post he put on Instagram, which turned into, and get this, guys, this turned into him attracting a sponsor for his business. Like literally the person saw the offer. The offer wasn't for them, but they loved what it was and what it represented. And that turned into £18,000, which is around about $24,000, $25,000 in 30 days. Yeah. This was a coach who'd only ever generated something like 3K a month before that. Yeah. So the steps that I've shared with you, it really does work. Here's another client, $13,000 a day. Another client, £10,000 in under 30 days. So that's around about 12, 13,000. Here's one client, closed a 3K deal. And you can see here, look, within 4 to 5 months, he'd adjusted his niche. Remember I said to you, you haven't nailed your niche until you're generating like at least 100K a month. Don't fool yourself. Don't kid yourself. Adjusted my niche and did £100,000, about $130,000 in 4 to 5 months. Yeah. Here's another client, 10,100, which was $14,000, and that was in what was that? That was within 7 days actually of a brand new month, because she was saying I think it can be a 25K month, right? Here's another client, £15,300, $21,000 in 30 days. Yeah. Using the 5 steps that I've just shared with you. Another client, marketing agency owner, £116,000 sold in 2.5 months. Here's another client selling her group coaching offer, taking some of the principles of what I shared with you today. She actually filled her group coaching program with 15 spaces. Look, I had to turn people away. Yeah, I told her to stop turning people away and open up another group, and she filled the second group as well. £18,000, $24,000, thereabouts. This is Nate, $768,000 in 3 months and 1 week. He actually turned that into 1.47 million in 6 months, and he was selling a 50 and 100K coaching program, high level business coaching. One of my clients. If you want to be able to do that, guys, and you want my inside help, then I have something for you. Yeah. I've got this challenge coming up. It's a 5-day challenge. If you want to find out more, go to moreleads.live. You'll get to spend 5 days with me. So there's 2 tickets available. You have a general admission ticket where you spend 1 hour a day, or you buy the VIP ticket. The VIP ticket, for the first hour before the general people join us, the hour before, me and my wife are going to answer all your questions, literally like coaching beforehand. So you get, an advantage and a head start. I'm telling you right now, if you want to implement what I've just shared with you and pick up even more goodies, we've got 5 brand new worksheets that we're going to be giving away as part of the challenge. Just go here, moreleads.live. The kickoff date is the 17th of January. Yeah, it's 5 days, but you either spend 1 hour or 2 hours per day with us. We're going to blow your mind, and blow your mind in the sense of open you up to new ways to generate leads, to close those leads into prospects and clients. Yeah, it's called the More Leads Challenge. Honestly, I'm super excited, because all of the 5 things that I shared with you today is actually what we're going to cover in each individual day on the challenge. Yeah, but we're just going to break it down and show you exactly what you're missing. All your questions are answered. And so, guys, if you're watching this, do yourself a favor and kick 2022 off in a huge way. Just go to moreleads.live. Yeah, go there, opt in. Once you opt in, you'll go to the information page and you'll see all the things that are included. And then on the page, there are 2 tickets. And I'm going to show you the page so that you can see that clearly for yourself. And, get yourself a ticket. There is a limited number of tickets. And I'm not just saying that for sales purposes. Because we're doing the VIP segment beforehand, i.e., Let me just stop this for a second so I can concentrate, and then I'll switch to that. Because we're doing the VIP ticket offer, meaning that before the general part of the challenge starts, so an hour before, anybody who buys that VIP will be answering questions, and there is a limit because we do want to make sure that we answer all the questions in that first hour. So if you haven't got yourself onto this yet and you're thinking that sounds cool, just go there and just read the information. You're gonna have to put your name and email address, but just read the information. Trust me, you might have been already sold based on what you've seen from me today, but what I'm going to do is share that on screen. So just give me a moment, guys, and I just want to show you what we've got in store for you. I'm like super excited, guys, and like right now I'm like, come on, Leon, let's get it open. So here we are, and now we're going to share. So it's called More Leads Challenge, and let's see if we can get that on. There we are. So I can see that clearly now. So the exact step-by-step roadmap to getting a flood of hot qualified leads from social media in 5 days. Yeah, this is what's in store for you guys. So, you know, get your ticket now, like opt in, get your ticket. Don't even think about it. It's a no-brainer. Literally, the tickets, they should be charged at least 5 times more. So we've got 18 days to go. It kicks off on the 17th of January, but I just want to show you the 5 days. We're going to cover how to become the go-to specialist in your niche. So without having to fake it till you make it, even if you don't have a big following. And as I said to you, we've got five brand new downloads you're going to be getting. So you're going to get the social personal branding worksheet. So you're going to get that. And day 2, we're going to look at how to tap into the hottest lead sources on social media. I told you about it today, groups, but I'm going to show you exactly how you get into the groups and how you connect with people. And so look out for the hot lead source worksheet. And then I'm going to show you how to generate a flood of hot qualified leads. So without paid ads, even if your goal is to close 30K plus per month. Yeah, if you do ads like I do ads, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to show you how to do this organically, guys. This is going to blow people's socks off. Look out for the 5 free social media hand raising templates that I give away. Like these ones generate leads on tap. If you heard me earlier saying I got one client, actually 2, who generated 800 leads in 3 days, I'm going to show you the templates they used. It's those templates. Day 4, we're going to show you how to create irresistible offers, the NBI offer method that I teach. And you're going to look out for the NBI offer worksheet so you can create your own irresistible offers. And then day 5 is how our clients convert social media inbox and DM prospects into ready to buy sales calls. And I'm going to give you, you're going to get the exclusive confirmed by chat script updated version for the challenge. So just go and register, guys. Just go to moreleads.live. Yeah, that's the web address. Go there, opt in, get the information. Don't even think about it. Scroll down, click on the green button, and then buy yourself a VIP ticket. There's no point in showing up to this challenge and just getting a general. I'm telling you, get a VIP ticket because you're going to get a flood of value with what we're going to share. So go do yourself a favor. The rest of the information is on the page. So, you know, go there, get yourself a ticket. And I'm looking forward to helping you with my wife. We'll be sat here in our office where we broadcast from, where you can see me today. Actually, we might be stood up. I don't know. Maybe we'll be sat down. I do like to move around. Just keeps the blood flowing. But the point I want to get to, you guys, is just go get yourself a ticket now. Yeah. I'm super excited. This is the main thing for me coming up in January, and it's what I've been building to over the past 4 weeks. The training. And here's another thing, guys. If you guys aren't blown away and you don't think, you know what, I'm super not happy with this, after the day 1, I will refund your money. Yeah. Hand on heart. And like, you've got the recording here because it will be sat on my personal profile and all the other places I'm streaming right now. But, you know, it's one of those things. We're going to deliver great value, and we know the stuff that we put out and the results that we get, just like I showed you a moment ago. But anyway, guys, that's it from me today. If you want to take 2022 to the next level, generate more leads and kick that off in January, this is the place to be. Moreleads.live. Have a guess what that's going to help you to generate. You see that right there? Cash flow. Yeah. Let's go get it, guys. Let's make it happen. It's Leon Street. Just want to say thanks for tuning in. If you want to be part of the Facebook group, the community that I run as well, just put community below this video. Just comment with the word community, and I'll send you a link to our Facebook group where we've got tons of coaches in there. But I put all my exclusive stuff in there first, so you'll get that, you know, as an early bird option for you if you join the group. There's lots of great things, and I do put a lot of good content out there. So anyway, guys, thanks. And for those of you, if you still got questions and there's anything you want to ask, just comment. I'll come back to your comments after this live stream. But I'm going to go and start packing. Me and my wife are going away for a few days for New Year's with our youngest daughter. and I've got to go get my bags packed. So anyway, guys, take care. Bye-bye.